Alright, welcome back to Jedi Jive, everyone. My name is Mike, and I see that today some test footage from George Lucas's Star Wars Underworld project has come out online today. We've heard about this for a while, and that it was kind of in development for a long time, and then never came to fruition for whatever reason. And now we have The Mandalorian, which is our first live-action Star Wars TV show on Disney Plus. So they never actually picked up what they left off with this Underworld thing. I'd like to think that there were probably some concepts from this that they borrowed for The Mandalorian, namely bounty hunters in general, because I think bounty hunting was meant to be a large part of this Underworld project. I think maybe this was originally called 1313, but here I'm not sure where this is coming from all of a sudden, but it's just a Star Wars Underworld test footage, and I thought it'd be cool to see what scene they have here and how much of it there is. The video here is like almost 10 minutes long, but I think it's because that there's a making of featurette or something afterwards. So for now, I think I'm just going to watch whatever footage here is here and react to it. So let's see what's up. Cool, this is Coruscant, I assume. Haha. It's very like Blade Runner almost. A lot of neon. Kind of a cyberpunk feel. Star Wars cyberpunk, I love it. Yeah, this is dope.
Surveillance droid reports rebel activity in the area. You two move along. This area is threat level orange.
Cool,
move
man.
along.
Even if this was like a fan
Hello.
film, a short
Sent
fan film,
from
this would be cool.
Alistair. Thank you. Thank you. We could not have done this without you.
So, George Lucas was behind this, and how old? I don't really know how old this is. I'm gonna have to look into
This
more
is some kind of drill.
more of this after this. I mean, I can tell you right now, if this was the series they had on Disney Plus, people would eat this up. This is supposed to be between episodes 3 and 4 during the Rise of the Empire. Oh, man, I miss Coruscant. I was really hoping we were going to get to see some in Rise of Skywalker, but I guess not.
How long have you had these droids? DK-904 reporting in.
She's slicing. Really, Attack of the Clones is the only Star Wars movie where we've really had like the streets of Coruscant featured to any real degree.
We have a positive ID on a terrorist vehicle. Let's check it out. Copy that.
خیلی طول میکشه تا بتونیم اطلاعات رو که میخوایم.
Space Pawn.
The plans have been acquired. We will need weapons and your best soldiers. We will also need a ship.
This console has been compromised. Lock down the area and search the vehicle. Alert Team 2 of our situation.
We have a ship.
Cruiser class?
Yeah, this definitely has like a TV show feel to it.
Team
I'm
2
loving
reporting
this.
in.
I think I'm being followed.
Initiate search. Proceed with caution.
Get in the back.
Let's go. Nobody move. Who is the owner of the speeder outside? Team 1, attempting entry into vehicle.
definitely love how they have. It definitely has a Blade Runner cyberpunk feel to it.
Hands where I can see them. Watch it, watch it!
As usual, stormtroopers can't hit anything. Wilhelm scream. Interesting. Okay, so like I said, I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a featurette after this. I don't know if I'll want to watch this before I make any remarks on what we saw. I don't want to watch all this right now. I'm going to check it out later because it was just that scene I wanted to react to. But I mean, that was really cool. At first I was questioning sort of the legitimacy of it. I'm like, is this like a fan film, or is this actual? Does this come out of Lucasfilm? So Stargate Studios. I mean, forgive me, I'm not sure what Stargate Studios is. Maybe that's something that doesn't exist anymore. But I'm assuming if this is was in development for years, this is like probably 15 years old or so. Revenge of the Sith era. I don't know if they were doing this during Clone Wars. I think this was supposed to still be on the table when Lucasfilm was sold to Disney, and like I said, perhaps they borrowed some of the concepts and production ideas from this, maybe even some of the assets for Mandalorian. But what we just saw was entirely on Coruscant. We haven't seen any Coruscant Mandalorian, which actually makes me think, like, holy crap, like, I hope we do get to go to Coruscant in The Mandalorian. That would be great, because we've really only seen, like, these backwater planets so far in that show, which is a cool feel. But this really had its own thing going on here. Like I kept mentioning, it reminded me of Blade Runner and had that sort of cyberpunk, Star Wars meets cyberpunk feel, and that's cool. So just the vibe of that alone, I was eating that up, and I think most people would agree. If this was on a TV show on Disney Plus, like if they have the Cassian Andor series, for instance, have some sort of similarities to this sort of underworld mafia in the streets of Coruscant and just sort of stormtrooper cops kind of going about day-to-day business, that's cool stuff. And I think just this alone, even though this is apparently test footage and it's not necessarily like the best production value, it might even be like 15 years old for all I know, it was still cool, and I was like eating this up. So I hope they do end up coming up with something like this, or if they pick up some of the threads that they left with whatever they didn't do here, because this was cool, and I think people would really love to see this. So I'm assuming this is the same project as the 1313, or level 1313 being the floor in Coruscant, because there's thousands of floors, and this would be one of those weren't obviously rich people. This was in the underworld and the dirty streets on the lower levels. So that kind of grit, that kind of stuff that you don't see so much in Star Wars is really cool, and I'm really hoping that they do bring some of this to fruition, because it would be cool. So I mean, I'm going to go ahead and watch the rest of this video. I'm not sure exactly how much Lucasfilm still has of this, but I'd like to see more, and I hope there is more. So if you guys really liked this and you are hoping that you can see more of this soon, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.